This week I'd like to move away from talking about Europe for a while to touch on another rather controversial subject, that being the idea of genetically modified crops. This is something that has been over the last few years quite a big deal in America. The topic has largely been avoided over here though. My perspective on it is that, to be honest, genetically modified crops could potentially be a very good thing, and it's something that I would like to see more development on in the future. And I know that quite a few people will be thinking that maybe it's something that should be avoided, it's something that they don't want to see introduced into this country. There are a number of concerns that have come up. Largely they revolve around the fact that, quite simply, the organisations that are producing the genetically modified crops are large profit-making corporations with their own agendas, which mostly revolve around making a lot of money. This has meant that in the past there have been a number of incidents of them producing plants that basically rely on that company, on being provided with specific fertilisers and so on, that you can buy from the company that also produced the seeds for quite a significant amount of money, and effectively they are taking money from the farmers in this manner, and that is seen as somewhat questionable and not really the way that we want this idea to be going forwards. There are, of course, other slight concerns here and there in regards to safety, and I believe that with enough research and development and enough careful testing and planning in advance, we can pretty much overcome all of those issues now, providing things are done in a careful and well organised and well planned manner. Genetically modified crops have massive potential to significantly improve the entire planet. We can produce a lot more food, a lot more easily, from less space with less work. This means we can reduce the amount of land in this country that is being used for farming, and therefore begin to develop more housing developments and other amenities, transport infrastructure and so on, whilst also increasing rather than reducing the amount of open green space, the amount of natural habitat in the country. Further afield, all around the world, we can begin to tackle issues of malnutrition and poverty if we can produce crops that not only grow sufficient food but can also thrive in some of the more hostile environments around the world. We can then begin to start better feeding people who live in more arid or tropical countries such as Africa, South America, India and so on, where it can be at times difficult to grow sufficient food for the large populations in areas where many crops would struggle to survive with the amount of rainfall, the temperature and so on. And these are things that we can relatively easily, with the available technology, begin to overcome. And in the next few years I genuinely think that we can make a huge difference to these problems. We can also begin to produce fresh crops, fresh fruit and veg and so on, in larger quantities with what would effectively be a lot less work involved. We could make the food cheaper. We could produce healthy vegetables, healthy fruit and so on at a lower price, meaning that we no longer have the situation where people with lower incomes need to eat unhealthy processed food that is significantly worse for their health just because that's all that they can afford. This can help tackle the issues in this country that we are having now in regards to people's poor health from these diets of processed food, and this will reduce the pressure on the NHS, whilst also, of course, meaning more money coming in for our farmers who can create food to export, more money coming in for various local industries and businesses that can take advantage of this new technology and produce things to sell around the world, and more natural green spaces across the country that we can all enjoy. All in all, basically everyone would benefit from this, and to oppose it just because it seems a little too scientific, a little unnatural, when in reality it is only a further development and improvement on processes we've used for thousands of years, is unfairly and inappropriately restricting a massively beneficial technology that would help billions of people. And as such, I would definitely argue in favour of increasing the use of genetically modified crops in this country and around the rest of the world, providing we can produce sufficient plans in regard to ensuring their safety and quality and so on, and ensuring that they are made with the best aims in mind, rather than merely to extract a lot of money from as many people as possible, as has been the case with some iterations of the technology in the past.